Assalamu alaikum dear students. Welcome to your English lesson for today. Now in today's lesson you are going to be learning about things that float, and we are going to be using the words does and doesn't. Now please remember you do have classwork for this lesson on page 114 in your learner's book. So at the end of the lesson you can complete this page. You can also play some games or do your optional activity sheets, which are a lot of fun. Now these are your key vocabulary. I am going to say each word and I want you to say it with me, please. So the first word is does, doesn't, apostrophe, and float. So I am going to say it one more time and I want you to say it with me. Does, doesn't, apostrophe, and float. Amazing work. Good job. At the end of today's lesson, you are going to identify how to add an apostrophe when a letter is omitted. Now this means that you will know where to add an apostrophe when you take out a letter. So omitted means when you just take out a letter. The second thing that you are going to learn is you are going to differentiate between the word does and doesn't. Now this means that you are going to see the difference between the word does. So when will I use the word does? And when will I use the word doesn't? So in today's lesson we are learning about does and doesn't. So for example, he does like the fruit, or he doesn't like the fruit. Here is a writing tip just to help you with this lesson. So when you have the word do not or does not, did you know that you could put the words together to make a shorter word to make it easier for you? So for the word do not, it is the same as don't. For the word does not, it is the same as doesn't. Now I am going to teach you how to put the two words together to make one word. Step 1. I want you to take the two words and I want you to put them together. Step 2. You are going to take the letter O away from the word not, and wherever you took a letter away, you will put an apostrophe. Now this is an apostrophe. So we are going to go over this step by step in the next slide. Now remember, if you want, you can always pause the video and practice after I explain the work to you. So step 1, do not, I will put the words together. Step 2, I am going to take the letter O away. Now step 3, I am going to replace the letter O with an apostrophe. Do not, I will take the letter O away from not, and then I will put an apostrophe. So we can practice this again. Does not, I will put both the words together. Can you see? Does not. There's no finger space between. Then I will take the letter O away from the word not, and I will replace it with an apostrophe. Amazing work. So you can always pause the video over here and you can practice again. Now today we are going to be answering questions about float and sink. So we are going to look at different objects and we are going to think, will this float or will it sink? Now you can get a glass of water and you can get these objects to help you. So in the next slide, I will tell you what objects you need for this lesson. But before we do that, I am quickly going to define the word floating and sinking. Now, floating means when the object is on water. So if I throw the object into the water, it will come up to the surface, so it will stay on the water. But sinking is when the whole object goes under the water. So if something sinks, it will go to the bottom of the glass. If something is floating, it will stay at the top of the water. So you can get your glass of water and you will need these items. Now remember, if you don't have these items, it is completely fine. You can just look it up on Google. So you will need an apple, a pear, a paper clip, and some paper. And don't forget your glass of water because we are going to see if things float or not. And we are going to be using the word does. So if something floats, you will use the word does. And if something does not float, you will use the word doesn't. Now the apple. So you can pause the video while I go over each item. And when I say the item to you, you can pause the video, get the object, put it in the water, and choose the correct answer. So will an apple float? Let me think. Yes, it does. Amazing, good job. Now the next one, a pear. Don't forget to pause the video and to test it out by yourself. Will a pear float? No, it doesn't. A pear does not float on water. It sinks to the bottom. Now a paper clip. So remember, you can get your paper clip. I want you to put it in the water and we are going to test to see if it floats or if it sinks. Now I want to know, does a paper clip float? Amazing work. It doesn't. No, it doesn't. Now paper. Will paper float? Amazing work. Yes, it does. Now brilliant work for today's lesson, my loves. Please remember the rules. When you take the letter O away, you will put an apostrophe in its place. And if you would like, you can get many different objects and you can test if it floats or not. But remember, I want you to draw the object on a piece of paper and next to it, if it floats, you will say, yes, it does. And if it doesn't float, you will say, no, it doesn't. And you can always take a picture and you can send it to me. Now, I hope you had an amazing lesson and I am so proud of you. You can click on any of these links to watch these videos, but remember, they are optional and they are only for educational purposes. Now, I will see you in the next lesson, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.